I love the prequels, especially Revenge of the Sith. But that's the thing, every time I say that, I have to emphasize Revenge of the Sith, because that movie did what the other two couldn't. I'm not saying the other two movies are bad by any means, but looking back, I do wish George executed them a bit differently. Overall, I like the politics of it all, Duel of the Fates, the Emperor's rise to power, and the overarching storyline and how it fits into the Star Wars universe. For The Phantom Menace, I think they started out having Anakin way too young personally. I think Hayden Christensen would have been the perfect age to start Anakin's journey. Anakin being a young 9-year-old boy just seems way less interesting, and you can't do as much with the character. Imagine a 16-year-old Hayden Christensen starting his journey as a slave on Tatooine, already old enough to show hints of darkness, pride, and vulnerability. I keep thinking that because he was so young in the first movie, he just didn't feel like the same person who turns into Darth Vader. He's just a little kid that lacks personality, and that means that we only have 2 movies where Anakin's character can be established, making the betrayal less impactful. And by the way, I'm not talking about Jake Lloyd's performance. He did great with what he was given. I would also have Anakin use the lightsaber in some capacity. Just brainstorming off the top of my head, I would imagine Obi-Wan is in trouble and loses his lightsaber in battle, and so Anakin grabs it, and despite not having any training at all, still being an elite combatant. This would show how Anakin has a deeper connection to the Force, and it is a great example to why he is in fact the Chosen One. In the original version, they showed he was the Chosen One and had a great connection to the Force by talking about the midichlorian count, and him being an elite pilot. But I think him being a naturally elite duelist is also another super cool thing that we missed out on. Let's talk about Attack of the Clones next. A movie that I actually prefer to The Phantom Menace, though my opinion on that changes sometimes. First of all, I wouldn't have Anakin whine so much. Sure, he shouldn't have been a perfect Padawan by any means, and it's great for character development's sake to show his immaturity. But I also feel like it went way too deep and just made his character dislikable in that movie. Also, his creepy dialogue and the faces that he makes to Padme was just too much. I would have made Padme and Anakin's romantic journey more gradual and natural. It felt as though for the first half of the movie, Anakin was just creepily crushing on Padme and Padme being weirded out. And then right before they enter the Colosseum, she all of a sudden confesses her love for him despite them barely knowing each other. By the way, my version of The Phantom Menace also helps their romance as well. Starting Anakin and Padme closer in age would also make their romance in Attack of the Clones feel more natural. I do think the one scene where they really have good chemistry was when they were having a picnic on Naboo. It felt much more mutual and less of Anakin being a weirdo. So I do like that part of Attack of the Clones. And as far as Revenge of the Sith, nothing, absolutely nothing changes.